Howdy, y'all. Good to see you again. Let's do this up as quick as we can. What do you think? Oh yeah, bonus time. That's what we're here for. Howdy, Todd. Great to see you, sir. How you doing today? And I'm cool with being called Ronald. You don't have to take that back. It's all good, Todd. Like I said, Todd, it's all good. It's all good, brother. There's no problem there. You don't have to worry about. Hell, you should hear what some of my supposed loved ones call me. I would like for them to call me Donald, but no, they like to say, hey, you asshole, and, you know, stuff like that. No, it's not quite that bad. Come on. If you can't have fun with it, well, that's on you, not me. By the way, I'm not trying to tell anybody that they need to go out and get some of this, but I found out today when I was there, because I found out today that my local Academy store is stocked up on 9mm. Well, they're slightly less stocked up now, but that's a different story. No, not bragging. No, don't actually care. And no, YouTube, Google, whatever, it's completely legal here in Texas to have 9mm ammunition sitting right out there on the shelf. And it's completely legal for someone who doesn't have any kind of a license to go in and literally purchase 4 boxes 50 rounds each. 9mm filters? No, Sid. No. Well, I guess they might be filters. They like to filter out the bad people in this world. Yeah. Oh, very nice, Todd. Chelsea Morning. You should make sure to tell that to Boris. He would appreciate it. I'm certain of it. Now, in case y'all are wondering why I'm going on early, this is a 6-inch long 52 ring gauge. They say it is just a friend. Kentucky Fire Cured by Muwat, M-U-W-A-T, but it's out of Subculture Studios. But all of that is actually owned by Drew Estates. You don't have to take my word for it. You can do all that damn research for yourselves. It's fine. I don't care. Have a field day when you're doing it. But, you know, Liga Privada. Oh, everybody knows that. Owned by Drew Estates.
I've opened my box from Stumbo.
Undercrown. Owned by Drew Estates. We're live, so if you're embarrassed, don't say it.
I'm not embarrassed. I'm assuming
Okay.
part of it was a play on Tom and his Valentine present for his wife.
Oh, no, he didn't.
2 dicks, a flip-flop, 2 books. I don't know what the books are.
Oh.
I didn't read the back of the books. And then like a little thing of, you know, a torso of a man.
I have told that story, though.
Yeah, because it's fucking
Because
hilarious.
it's hilarious. Okay, I'm not telling the story now because Holly just mentioned it. But I will tell y'all again at some other time. Howdy, Jose. Great to see you, sir. By the way, I am going to smoke the Kentucky Fire Cured. And I appreciate it. Oh, goodness. It's been a long, interesting day. Including I wore a Cabela's cap into an Academy store. Because I don't give a damn.
Because Academy
It's just
has
like
ammo
that.
and Cabela's does not.
Well, yeah, that's realistically what the truth is, as my wife just said, because Cabela's never has ammunition when we go in, and at Academy, I could have taken 8 of my best paychecks, and I would have run out of money before I ran out of ammunition that was purchasable. Stacked in there like it's nothing. Of course, if you tell them that you want it and you're checking it out online, they say, yeah, well, we can get it shipped to the store. I was in there for a completely different reason altogether. And my wife said, make sure you check for ammo. And I said, they won't have any, but sure, I'll check. Boy, I was wrong. I'm admitting it. I was wrong. Get yourself a big old thick phone book full of paper, because you're going to need a lot of paper to write down how many times I'm wrong in this life. But legitimately, this time I was wrong. Oh my God. I was like, wait a second. There's 115 grain, 115 grain, 115 grain. 124 grain. There we go. Here we go. stacks of it. And they even had some subsonic. Like little 62 grain. I'm like, who the frog fuck is out here with a silencer needing to be an assassin? That's the only thing I can think of that you would need subsonic projectiles. That's something that you walk up with your silencer already installed, put the gun up to someone's head, pull the trigger, and keep walking like as if it didn't happen. You'll hear some little... Actually, that's louder than what you would hear. It's more like... Pss.
Not that we condone that type of behavior.
I don't condone any of that stuff, but, I mean...
I'm just putting it out there.
I just don't understand why they're selling assassin rounds right next to 124 grain extra hots. I mean, hell yeah. Now, Cedric, I understand, yes, 45 ACP. I agree with you. If you're going for knockdown power instead of total capacity, yes. The 45 does tend to drop people with one single shot. But I like to make sure that everything around here, if my mother-in-law needs to use it, because she's not exactly the most stable person on her feet anymore, a 45 would knock her down. She probably breaks a hip. Sure, the bad guy's toast. But a broken hip elderly lady, not really the greatest of ideas. Whereas 9mm, well, you know. So it's not about me, and it's not about Holly. Holly will take 45. She says, shit, yeah, 45, let's go. And I'm sorry for you if you bust in here and she's got the gun, because you're toast. I got a gun, you got a 50-50 chance of making it out alive, because if I'm not wearing the glasses, I can't actually see you. Just say it. Howdy, Sharon. Great to see you, ma'am. Yeah, I walked up to the shelf. It was 21 something for 50 rounds of 124 grain 9mm full metal jacket. Granted, yes, I understand. You can get hollow points for the 9mm. You can. You really can. But a wool coat, a leather jacket, and a couple of t-shirts, and the hollow point might not actually penetrate on the 9mm. Don't get me wrong. It'll still leave a big old freaking bruise. You'll probably feel it for a week. But the hollow point, because of the way it spreads out, it starts to slow down. Yes, I know, Kevlar. Go ahead, get yourself that Kevlar. Go. Howdy, Steve. Great to see you, sir. See, what I was looking for was a place that would repair Steve's bucking spurs, because he said that he broke a pair. I'm not going to tell you where, but he used to ride bulls, so you know. He probably has a pair. In case y'all are wondering about the extra time,
I was wondering when that was going to come down.
I got a big long cigar, so I'm gonna smoke it and enjoy it. I'm not trying to smoke some smaller, less expensive cigar. This was graciously donated to me by Mr. Jose Golf Piper. I appreciate you, brother. I will remind y'all that this has a little bit of a, well, because it's been fire cured, it's got a little bit of a pre-charred flavor, which to me reminds me of charcoal. The cigar is good. The flavor for me is a little off. But if you're strong on liking of Latakia, you're gonna be able to appreciate this one pretty well. I do like Latakia, but I also worked at a place called Roman Haas way back in the day. And when you work in the N unit, that's a unit that creates cyanide. If it rains, well, it rains all the time in Houston. You're supposed to drop everything and run out of the unit as fast as you can go. Well, myself and the guy I was working with didn't get out the unit quite fast enough. So we spent the rest of the day at the nurse's aid station. And one of the first things they do is they make you drink this big old huge glass of activated charcoal that's in a slurry. Just think of it like a warm milkshake that is purely the taste of charcoal. Well, because you're trying to get the cyanide out of your system, if any has actually entered. And activated charcoal will do that, I guess. Hey, I don't know. This is just what they do. And for the next week, you will have the darkest poo in your life. The second darkest was this, there was a coffee milkshake from Sonic that came close, but no cigar. Hey, Steve, I'm telling you, those cigar holders are great. Now, one thing I'm going to tell you about the cigar holders, I'm going to have to go get a pipe. Give me a second. I will be right back. But I'm going to have to show y'all this. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. You're setting up an interview for someplace else to work? Uh-oh. I might need to go back to work then. James Stumbo cigar holder, right? We got it? 7LA320. I'm telling you, it's like it was made for a 320. You can prop it up like that. It does just fine. Holds a 320 just perfectly. Okay, yeah, sure, it's upside down, but think about it like this. If you have one and you drop it in there and you slip it into a pocket, I mean, what? A little rubber band and it won't even move. You're not going to chip your bowl. You could load it full of a tobacco, and because you already know that it's going to handle the heat, you've got something you can pipe rest. If you feel like it's time for your 320 to be out and about. I didn't even realize it when I got it, but I set the 320 near it and I was like, damn, if that doesn't seem like it's going to fit perfect. Oh, and in case y'all are interested, a Rossi 8 320 fits exactly the same, because they're exactly the same. Oh, and that's a Savinelli 320 KS Trevi. Of course, it's Raiders colors. Y'all expected something different? I mean, I know I didn't. Got another apple flavored soda. Just in case y'all are thinking, hey, he's drinking a beer. Nope, it's actually an apple flavored soda. The little bit of charcoal flavor, which would be, it's not bad, don't get me wrong. It's what it reminds me of was bad. But that's a different story. Smell is a lot to do with what you taste, and smell tends to be one of the largest memorances or largest gears towards something that you remember. But I do like the cigar, don't get me wrong. I like it a lot. I mean, look at this burn. It's like almost exactly perfect. It's just... construction's great. Ash looks like concrete. And yes, I am saving the two with the most blue on the band for last. That would be the Prensado and the... oh, no. For whatever reason, Ramon Alones just jumped into my head, but that's the wrong name. Now the actual name of the cigar is gone. Sorry about that. Happens. I'm not good with names. I've never been good with names. Now, Jose, because I'm still able to see your statement there. I could see that this would go well with a peaty style of scotch. Yeah, it's got a little bit of that. Hola, Mateo. ¿Cómo estás, amigo? Howdy, Matthew. How's it going in extreme northeast Nashville? I believe that's how Willie and John say it. Oh, Matthew, I noticed that you had changed your little logo. It used to be the crossed pipes, or no, it was a pipe and a mandolin and a green background. Now we get to see your smiling face. Not that there's an issue, just I did notice. Oh yeah, Steve. I'm hearing you there, brother. Honestly, it'll go pretty damn good with morning coffee too. Just be careful. I haven't found a bad decision on the Brickhouse Fumas yet. Other than I'm going to have to be talking people into actually trying it. I'll explain if I get the job. Practically had a job handed to me today on a silver platter. The guy I used to work with that became manager and then basically left me hanging. No, he didn't do that. He asked me if I would be interested in coming back to work for the company that I'd worked for before. Not the one where I was doing insurance. Herrera Esteli Blue Label, yes. God. Thank you, Jose. It was bugging me. It really was. I mean, I had the name right there on my freaking tongue, and suddenly my brain decided to say Ramon Alonis, and I was like, that ain't the right one. But Ramon Alonis does have a blue label as well. And there's quite a few of the ones with blue label. But I was just sitting there going like, oh God, what? And so yeah, it was bugging me. Thank you, Jose. I appreciate it. Believe me, I hate it when that happens to me. I hated it even worse when I was working in a cigar shop. Oh yeah, that's probably what I'll be doing again. Working in a cigar shop. Okay, I gotta pass a background check. Same exact background check that I already passed. They just want to make sure that I haven't been doing stupid shit that I've gotten in trouble for since the last time I worked for them. Pretty much I've been sitting right here with y'all, so what do you think, guys? Will I pass the background check? Well, Cedric, I was pretty good at selling cigars. You figure out what somebody wants, and you aim them in the right direction, And you hope that they take the minimal suggestions. Unless, of course, they come in there and they ask you to pick a good one for them. And then you play 20 questions, and then you pick them the right cigar. Well, Matthew, I'm gonna look at you and go, well, right now I'm unemployed. And the shop that I'll be working at is only 6 miles from the house. So, yeah. Should be a pretty good thing. Cedric, actually, I'm not going to spend as much money as you would think on cigars. In fact, I'll probably be spending less.
Yay, employee discount.
Oh yeah, yay, employee discounts. That's always the thing. I'll pass as long as it's not a psychological test. I'm not sure I've ever passed a psychological test. Maybe some logic tests, but not psychological tests. Oh, come on. Todd's got no faith in me. He says, maybe, maybe not. Well, Holly hasn't let me get in any kind of trouble since the last time I was in trouble, which was a long time ago now. Over 10 years.
Longer than that.
It's over 10 years.
Yeah.
So longer than that is still over 10 years. I guess I'm still... She says I'm right. Over 10 years. Actually, what she said was longer than that. So that's yeah. Okay, good Rocky Patel. If I had to just point blank say, if you want to get him the best Rocky Patel out there, my opinion is go for one that is labeled the number 6. And it will have a big, long, crazy looking label. I don't know if I've got one out here to show you or not. I do have one out here. I do have one of those labels out here. Let me show you what the label looks like. Number 6. Okay, and this is going to taste a whole lot like a Partagas D20. Not exactly like a D20. Or not D20. The Partagas D series out of Cuba. So 5, 6, 4. But that would be the one, if you're just going to buy them one, that would be the one I would get. Matthew, yeah, you're still going to be correct in that range. Now, I'm not sure about the taxes, and because of the state you're in, I'm not sure that's going to happen very well either. But if you order one early enough on Cigar International or JR Cigars, you should be able to get it. Now, you said you wanted the best Rocky Patel. Yeah, yeah, that's, in my opinion, one of the best. There is also the aged limited rare number 2, or second edition is actually what it is. And then there is one titled LB1. That is just like Linebacker 1, LB1. Those 3 came out, well, they've been out for a while, but just top notch as far as Rocky Patel. And they're in the price range that you stated. So, but if it was me, I'd be shooting for the number 6. Now, am I going to guarantee that your friend is going to like the number 6? Maybe not, because I'm not sure which Rocky Patel he actually currently enjoys. What I will say, though, is you can always get him a Padrone. And then if he really doesn't like it, you can always say, well, give me that one back and I'll go get you one of what you like. Chances are, if he's really into cigars, he's probably going to be like, all right, I like Padrones too. How's the vintage 1992? Well, there's a couple of the vintage 1992. Are you looking for the Maduro or the Connecticut? If I remember correct, there's one of each. And I think there's a sun-grown. The sun-grown has a... No, that's the Maduro with the dark maroon wrapper. I think the sun-grown has a more bright red wrapper. Not wrapper, but band. Usually like stronger sticks. If you really like stronger sticks, try the Punch Diablo. Tasty, surprisingly smooth, and it's got a hell of a kick. I'm going to tell you right now, it's the moonshine of cigars in my opinion. You're fine as long as you're sitting down. It's when you stand up that it tends to knock you around. One time sold one of those to a guy in a wheelchair. Didn't have to worry about telling him not to stand up after smoking it. That actually happened, though. Jose, yeah, there are some really nice priced 6x60 Rocky Patel sun-grown Maduros that I mean, what's not to love about a good sun-grown Maduro? And with that 6x60 size, you know you're going to be sitting there for a couple of hours unless you really try to just chug on it. Matthew, if you're going with Padrone, when you walk in, you tell them Padrone, say Maduro, and tell them a price tag, and they're going to take you right to them. But you'll be looking for the 1000 series, so that's 2000 through 7000. 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000. But yeah. But they're not going to be super strong. But so tasty. Well, Jose, if you haven't tried the number 6, try the number 6. And then get back to me on whether you like the number 6 better than the Special Reserve. Just don't tell me that you're really, really into the Edge. I struggle to sell those. Howdy, Martin. Great to see you, sir. Jose, that's because we're very much alike. I like the 7,000 also. It's a Gordo size, 60 ring gauge. What I really like about it is that it is so fat that it does not feel box pressed. So you still get a round cigar feeling even though it's box pressed. And except for the Damaso lineup, everything that you'll ever find out of Padron. Oh, yeah, wait. There's like 1 or 2 other offerings. Really? Do we have to wait until I go live before we decide to mow lawns? We can't do that shit in the morning time before it like gets to the end of the day? Ah, the Punch cigar. Yes, that is the Punch Diablo. Spelled devil in Spanish, and that's how it is spelled. The label will be black and red. There are 4 or 5 different shapes to choose from. Every one of them is a winner. Pick which one fits in your pocketbook best. But I will warn you, if you're thinking about smoking it and then getting up and doing some physical activity, don't. My suggestion for the Punch Diablo is 3 fingers of bourbon and a good rocking chair. That's all you need. And when you get done with the cigar, act like John. We all know the Night Piper. Come on now. Howdy, Robert. Great to see you, sir. And no, I'm not trying to pick on John with that statement. I'm just letting y'all hear the honest truth. If you got a cigar and it's really strong, Matthew, I would do cigar talk, but the company that I'm sort of more or less going to work for, they don't want me to do cigars at all. Because there could be some liability there. If I've sat there and said, God, this cigar sucks, there could be some liability. Now, granted, you've never heard me say that a cigar sucks. You've always heard me say kind of the best stuff about a cigar. But sooner or later, I'm going to find one and I'm going to just let it slip. Damn it. Damn it if that won't get me in trouble. Sissy sticks? Come on now. Robert, we were talking about the Punch Diablo earlier. Oh, the Quorum. Quorum. What I said was, I don't know how the company that owns that lineup could ever put it out on the market. I found pieces of cellophane, strips of bag material, and it's a reputable company, so I don't want to sit there and talk bad about them, but damn, I feel bad for people who are deciding, oh yeah, that's what I'm going to go for, and then they jacked the price up. I'm not going to have to worry about that at all. Not as far as me smoking it anyways. Because I know better than to smoke the damn thing. Cedric, there probably is some floor sweepings in there. I'm not gonna lie to you and say that I know for certain, but I know I've pulled out some plastic pieces and some looks like that same stuff that's in those blue tarps. You know what I'm talking about. It's this woven canvas, plastic looking stuff. You start pulling stuff like that out of a cigar, you stop wanting to sell them. Steve, I'm telling you, if I take that job, I'm going to have to like severely watch everything that I say. 100% will not be able to say smack about any cigar. Well, Robert, you're supposed to take the cellophane off before smoking. They're also supposed to take the cellophane out before rolling it. How are you supposed to know that you're supposed to yank that piece of cellophane out of the middle of the cigar if you don't even see it until after you start smoking it and then you taste something funky? There's some other words ending in up. I mean, let's be honest. Even the best cigar maker every once in a while is going to turn in a stick that is just going to be a turd. It's going to happen sooner or later. I've had awesome cigar makers, and the one I got off the shelf either came unraveled or exploded and no, I mean, not like exploded, but you light it and it just splits and looks like it explodes. Robert, you would happen to like plastic flavored tobacco, especially if it's got a grape topping. I know you. That's right. If Robert had his own label of cigar, it would be the Turd Ferguson. Plastic dipped and ready to light. All you gotta do is strike a match. Oh God. even better than Latakia. I happen to like Latakia. It's fire curing tobaccos that somehow does not too much agree with me. Oh, and Cedric, you have to remember, there's only going to be two sizes. There's going to be Robusto, and there's going to be Lancero. Matthew, aged cigars are like fine wine. Stored properly, you just kind of wait until there's something called plume. Just like with your pipe tobaccos. When they get to the just right stage, they'll let you know. Oh my God. Oh no, he doesn't have any Churchills. In fact, they don't even like hills in his area of the Carolinas. You know, because like Chapel Hill or Duke or any of those other colleges. Sorry, Robert. I'm over here bagging on you for no reason. I apologize. I don't. Something tells me Robert can take the abuse. Something tells me that Robert could dish it out too, though. Howdy, John. Great to see you, sir. Now, that is one cigar I would like to try, but I'm not allowed. There's a cigar company out of Tennessee. There is a cigar company out of Tennessee called Crown Heads. And they have one called a Buckeye. That's not the whole name, but Buckeye is in the name. Oh, thank you, Matthew. Have a great dinner. And remember, about 30 minutes from now, we're going to be at Stumbo's. So either eat quick or be prepared to change channels when you get back. We'll talk to you later. Be careful. Have a good time. Love to all the family. Robert, you are the purveyor of COVID. You've had COVID more than once. So of course all cigars taste the same to you. Because you have no taste. That's why you have a plastic people head behind you on your live streams. That's why you think t-shirts are fine pieces of clothing. Go ahead, Robert. Prove me wrong. I'm sorry, but that one was teed up, and I just had to give it that full-on Babe Ruth out of the park swing. Ouch! Ah. I am not certain how much of that lie is truth, but there was a lot of truth in that lie. Because I am certain that Robert thinks that t-shirts are perfectly wearable in all occasions. In fact, I think his job would kill him if he said otherwise. We wouldn't want that. Martin, it was a lot quieter an hour ago. Oh, and Robert has also had COVID twice. Wait, Robert, there's no problem with beavers around here. We like beavers. The mascot for Buc-ee's is a beaver. You can't be from Texas and not like Buc-ee's, so therefore we have no beaver problem around here. And I don't sound enough like Leslie Nielsen to make it actually sound good. Okay, Robert, Martin, y'all both watch my show. That also says something about your level of taste. There, I'm hitting all three of us all at once. Of course, I'm also hitting everybody else watching this show. I apologize. Smoked brain cells. We understand. Oh, or are you smacking Martin around with it? That's golfing for low-hanging fruit there, brother. I think Chad had it at least once, and there were some times he quit smoking too. Just saying. Me, I will even be smoking after I'm dead. Cremation does a body smoke. I mean, does a body good, right? Oh, okay. I got it. Y'all are watching me out of duress because nobody is out there. Nobody else is out there on right now. I understand. I understand. Yes. I got it. Got it. It's like watching CNN because your cable network decided to go down to one news network only. Got it. Understood. And by one news network only, I mean like literally no other channels at all. Just, you know. Martin got COVID from smoking? I thought you got COVID because your kids brought it home to you. Uh-oh, Cedric says Simon's on. James says other people are live. Martin, being a Donald believer might not ever be cool. So I worked with a group of people of various different colors, races, nationalities, political beliefs, this, that, the other. And I heard a couple of them. obviously they have a much better tan than I do, but a couple of them admitted to voting for a certain president. Not the one just previous to the one we have now, but the one just previous of that. They voted for him because the color of his skin closely matched the color of their skin. And when 45 was elected, my name is Donald. And I told a minor fib. I says I voted for Trump because his first name's Donald. And they looked at me and they said, "That's the stupidest thing I ever heard." I said, kind of like saying that I'm going to vote for somebody because of the color of their skin. Not to be political, but don't vote for people just because you like the way they look, or play a saxophone, or some other stupid reason. Look at their issues. Follow along with their issues. If you like what they're standing for, vote for them. If you don't like what they're standing for, don't vote for them. If you can't stand behind either one of them, look at both piles of crap and say, damn it, I'm going to get stuck having to take a bite out of one pile or the other. Might as well vote for the one that I dislike least. Which has been American politics for quite some time now. Sorry, James. Not really a political thing. That's more like just hearing people bemoan who was president one time right after saying that they had been party of electing a president for nothing more than because he looks like me. And don't get me wrong, I don't think Obama did all that bad of a job. I don't care. He's 2 presidents ago. Bye. Done. Actually, Cedric, I was named for one of my dad's best friends all the way through, like, back to grade school. So that was how my name was picked. And I didn't have any say in it, so no big deal. Robert, I'm not sure what kind of shit sandwich you're trying to get elected, but that ain't happening. I am never going to run for public office of any kind. In fact, if they ever have a vote for HOA in this little neighborhood, I think I'll run for president of the HOA just so I can abolish the HOA as soon as I become president. This little neighborhood works real well. We don't need an HOA. For anybody not aware, that's Homeowners Association. They're the people that will sue the hell out of you if you have to go away for a month and you can't mow your own lawn, and you're not there to pay anybody to mow your lawn, so your lawn gets a little tall. And they're trying to sue you to throw you out of the neighborhood, and they get legal about it, And quite often they actually get it voted in that they can do such things as that. Robert, I'm sure some Karen is. Just remember, if you're going to be a Karen, be the one from Will and Grace. Some of y'all are going to have to go look that one up. Todd, there is no doubt. Had a rental house. That I sold, but I had a rental house in one neighborhood that had the HOA, and my tenants moved out. Like, quite literally paid their bill, moved out, were gone. They were on a month-to-month lease anyways. They didn't even tell me they moved out. They literally paid their bill for a whole month and, like, moved the next day. I have no idea where they went. Good tenants. Grass was knee-high or better by the time I got there. There was a notice from the HOA that they were going to force me to sell the house. So I manicured the lawn, made it look real super nice, and sold it for a big, huge profit. And bought a different house in a different neighborhood that didn't have an HOA. Oh, also somewhere in the HOA they said that there is no rental of any houses in that particular neighborhood. So now I'm happy that my rental couple that had the house decided to move out. I would have hated for them to be there anyways. Steve, that's a rare neighbor there. Good friend of mine had his house tinted because they had termites. So he moved his family into the fifth wheel in the driveway. Fifth wheel is a pull-behind trailer that you put in. It's normally got a gooseneck hitch. No reason to move. We got a fifth wheel. We'll just pull the fifth wheel out of the storage place. We'll live right here. We're not allowed to go inside, but I mean, we can hook up to the electricity. We can run a tube over to the sewer drain catch, and we can set that up. HOA tried to evict them because they were going to be stuck out of their house for a week, and instead of going to a hotel, they brought their own property onto their own property so that they could live exactly on their property like they have been before, and it was only going to be a week. Oh, you're not allowed to have trailers like that in the driveway for more than 3 days. Why? Because it's going to drag down the price of your neighbor's house that's not even for sale? most people say the HOA is all about trying to make sure that the neighborhood is kept up so property values don't fall and that everything goes well for the property values. What most people forget to do is read all of the rules that get established by one of those places. Oh, by the way, just in case y'all are looking for how I know Kentucky Fire Cured is Drew Estates, if we look at this side, it says Kentucky Fire Cured. And if we look at this side, right there, that's the bridge that says Drew Estates. And I'm having a hard time getting it to zoom in on this, but it says Drew Estates on this side and Subculture Studios on this side. Now look, I'm certain that there might be some reason at some point in time somewhere to have an HOA. If possibly you live in a neighborhood that is in an unincorporated area where people could literally put a corner store in a residential neighborhood. I mean, if somebody wanted to buy one of these houses and literally demolish it and put up their palace of porn or whatever, well, it's not going to be allowed in the city that I'm in, so I'm not worried there. But there's been a few places that I've been a little worried something like that might happen. But it would have to be some simple rules before I ever go after any kind of a location that has an HOA. Something like, hey, I'm going to be gone for a month. You know, how about the guy who works offshore? You know, if you tell your neighbors, hey, I'm going to be gone for a month, HOA ought to be able to say, well, he's going to be gone for a month. He's making enough money in a month to pay his bills for 3 months. It'll be fine. Not everybody sees it that way. Oh, come on, Robert. We still have almost 15 minutes before this is ending, so whether it's going to be a happy ending or not, we didn't need to go to the massage parlor. At least the lawnmowers got done with their job. Oh, I'm sure that's what he wants there, James. I'm sure that's what he wants. Oh, and Holly likes the flip-flops. Just saying. And James, don't know if you caught the front of this, but a 320 turned upside down fits perfectly in those cigar holders. Absolutely like it was made for it. I found that out just by pure chance of coincidence. And I'm talking about these right here. I would show you right now, but this one's kind of a little bit full of ashes. No heat, cleans up easy, nice looking, works in fairly windy situations. What more can you want out of a cigar holder? Fits in a pocket. Lightweight enough that you're not going to worry about it dragging you sideways if you're just hanging on to it. James, I understand. I understand completely. She was telling me just today, she's like, you got to tell James thank you for the flip-flops. Okay, I will be honest. This morning it was 70 degrees. I came outside, still dark. Sun just starting to lighten up the clouds, but the clouds are coming in storm style. Good storm. Rained like a beast out here. And I'm sitting out here, lightning, rain. It dropped 12 degrees in like 10 minutes. Got a little chilly. Holly comes out to check on me. She's wearing her flip-flops. Let's just be honest. Normally she'd just walk around barefoot. It's her house. She knows every ounce of the floor. She's not worried about stepping on something. But you start looking at that outside conditions, and it's got the it's got those danger symbols like lightning. You start thinking, might want to be a little more careful today. Me, I can't ever sleep when a storm's coming in that way. Knee starts hurting. I can't even roll over without going, oh. Is what it is. James, you should probably have charged her money. I know you didn't want to. James, you're just too damn nice, brother. You make damn near the whole crazy lot of us look like greedy sons of bitches, really. Needless to say, I love you, brother. Oh, and for anybody who's wondering how I can say something like that, Proverbs 17:17. There you go. Read that one, and then you can figure it out. I read that one the other day, and I was suddenly going like, huh. That stuck with me all day. Robert already heard that one yesterday. By the way, y'all have all been seeing the name James Stumbo here in the chat. That's where we're going next. part of the reason why I'm smoking a Kentucky Fire Cured, because my friend there in Kentucky. James, I've been there myself. I also know what it's like to be broke but on the way home, and you're like 10 miles out. You know you need to put $2 worth of gas in, but you don't have it. I one time pulled into a gas station. Howdy, Cliff Higgins. Great to see you, sir. I pulled into a gas station one time, broke. And I mean broke. And I walked into that store, zero pride. I asked the guy who was behind the counter, do you have a nasty job or 2 or 3? Do you need your store mopped, swept, cleaned, whatever? Can I take the trash out? Do you need me to change the water in the little squeegee things? Whatever you got. I'll give you 2 hours worth of work for 2 gallons of gas. And the clerk literally said, I'll give you 5 gallons. Go pump it and get out of here. And I was floored. This dude doesn't owe me a damn thing. It didn't need to give me no 5 gallons worth. I went back to that store and I waited until he was on, and I figured out what the price for premium, even though I only filled up for regular, and tallied it all up, and I handed it back to him. But it's because I've always been that way. I hate owing people. Well, hopefully it's not been too long of a day there, Cliff. Now, in case y'all don't see James on this live stream anymore, don't worry. That's because he's going to set up his live stream, which he should be going live here in, what, about 7 minutes? Understood. If you haven't been to a James Stumbo live stream, what rock are you crawling out of? Woo! The Corona Dominican Selección. I have smoked a few of those. They're pretty good. Now, let's see, who else can we mention? Let's see, later on this week, we're going to have Nashville Mafia. We will have Roberto Lancero. There will be Glum Chum and Kane Rod and Martin, who is also known as Over a Pipe. When we get into Saturday, I can't tell you everything that's going to be going on. Howdy, Southern. Great to see you, sir. But I would like for all of y'all if you're really interested in making sure that you know where you need to be when these shows start coming up live, if you want your show listed, email editor@briarreport.com or talk to somebody who can email him for you. Well, Martin, that's because everybody sees over a pipe. Nobody actually sees Martin. Of course, I've known you as Martin for, what is it, 2-something years? At least 106 hours last time I checked. Okay, Southern is Andrew. Howdy, Horatio. Great to see you, sir. Southern, would you happen to also used to be known as Bluefin Piper? Is your last name Sir Rigliano? Oh, okay. I know a few too many Andrews. Martin has no self-control. He is, well, I'm going to say this the way we would say it down south. He's an egg-sucking dog. Hey, Martin, what's up, dog? And if it wasn't for the fact that I have self-control, I would have already finished my jar as well. But I am slowly doling them out to me so that I can make them last. Not because I don't like them, but because I like them too damn much. Well, I've got a buddy named Andrew who works at a cigar shop called a Tinderbox somewhere in Charlotte, Carolina. Good guy. A buddy of mine. So Martin's saying he's got a make-believe friend. All right. With 1 minute left to go, I'd like y'all all to take this opportunity to A, first, take care of yourselves. B, take care of each other. Do the best you can with that. Because as we know, this is a great community and we do a damn good job of it. I shouldn't have to say it. And I don't actually need to say it, but it's just that the thought goes out there and maybe it stays out there a while. And as per always, remember, long lives, big bowls, and long ashes. James will be going live here in seconds. And as soon as he does, I want to be able to jump right on over there and get all the howdies out of the way with a big crowd of people ready to spend some time with him. Because, well, if you've been there, then you know. And Jose, thanks for the cigars, brother. I'm enjoying them. All right, so I'm going to jump on over there. Y'all take care, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.